Right then, so everything's gone wrong, so we're going to have a bit of an adventure. Now, we were supposed to be going to tanks, trucks and firepower with the Centurion, but the wagon driver this end, I think he were lying, because he reckoned he couldn't get his big thing in our little hole, and I reckon it were all bullshit. But anyway, he couldn't get his wagon up the drive to pick the Centurion up, bit of a wet wipe. Wouldn't take advice, because apparently we can't drive wagons. We can, but besides that, so what we've done, we've bought a project. So we're on his way now to go and look at our new project. Now, it's away from base, so we're in the workshop van. We're going to see if we can get it going and get it back to base. So we'll reveal what we've acquired in a minute, but something a bit different, not military for once, but sort of related. So yeah, we'll catch you in a minute when we have a look at what we're dealing with. So, here she is. A little bit ropey, but an absolute bargain. And you just can't say no to some things, can you?
Scania, you've got to have a Scania in the yard.
Yeah, so we just needed a Scania in the yard. So it's an ex-airport refuelling tanker. Non-runner at the minute, we're going to have a go at that now. Got all the pumping equipment. Even got a bit of fuel in it still. So we'll have a go at pumping that out once we work out what all these bells and whistles do. But the actual wagon itself, the chassis and running gear all seem quite good. It's the cab that lets it down. It's a little bit crusty. Not quite sure if it's too far gone yet. It probably is. But it's still someone who's into these things might want to save it. And we just couldn't see it go for scrap. So we'll have a go now, see if we can get it to fire up and see if she'll play ball with us. Right, so all we've done is check the oil, put a jump pack on, put some batteries on, made sure it's out of gear, engine stop is in. That's not promising. We have no lights or anything.
Isolated, isn't it?
Is there an isolator?
It's on.
We've got nothing.
Let me just have a look underneath.
We have lights! As soon as you hit the crank. So, attempt number 3.
Yep.
Ready? She changed pitch.
Ooh.
We just haven't got enough juice.
I'll go and check the jump pack. Try again.
No.
Bad connection on the...
So Joe's underneath now trying to bypass the safety cut-off. I'm letting him use my brand new impact gun, so he needs to be very honoured. I had to get a mortgage for that.
Don't mind me bashing it.
No, you hammer away on my... It only costs, what, 400 quid? Just yeah, use it as a hammer.
It's a good hammer.
Fucking expensive hammer. No, wait a minute. So to put the ignition on, and this, you'd think you'd turn that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
No, you just put it in. But that changed, that's headlights.
Ah.
Strange. Right, ready? Still got nothing. That's in. That's in.
Just keep pressing it fast. Yeah.
Fucking hell! Just got to rub it the right way to make it extend. Right, so now she runs. We're trying to breathe some life back into the clutch. We tried bleeding it normally and it weren't having it. So we've got the easy bleed on now. Joe's underneath making noise. I don't know if he's actually doing out useful. But
We're about there.
about there he reckons, so
Let's try it.
we'll give her a quick, we'll fire it back up again and see if we can actually make this thing drive. After, don't know how many years it's been parked up. It got dragged out here by the roadside, and if we don't shift it, it's getting scrapped. So,
Buy cheap spanners.
and Joe's upset that I bought Halford spanners. He's snap-on prima donna. But yeah, tidy this cable up out of the way just in case. Got the batteries strapped on so safely. We get that tidied up, and we'll attempt to see if she's a goer. But they don't build wagons like this anymore. Build them a lot nicer, to be honest. But where else can you get a wagon where you can do your visual inspection on your tyres whilst you're driving? I mean, they don't think of that on modern wagons, do they? But other than that, it is in quite good order. I'll just show you in the cab a bit while he's finishing fettling. Yeah, so this is a cab. A lot of it's in French, and we don't like the French, so we're just ignoring everything that's in French. But yeah, we'll have a go now and see if she'll fire. Right, so we have the easy bleed coming up through the rotten floor to the tyre, which is giving us clutch pressure. So that does mean now, if I pump her up, we can get gears. It's still a bit, you have to pump the shit out of it. That does let me select gears. It's not as good as it should be, but it's enough for us to give her a quick test drive. So let's see what she does. Right, so let her up and see. To have some gears now. Helps it go that way from. There we go, we have forward, reverse. She's big. I think we can drive her home. Technically, I think it identifies as a tractor, so we can legally drive it home. But she's just a babe. Like, I think we've got another winner. Maiden boys! So you might be wondering why and how we got hold of a fuel tanker. Now that fuel tanker has come from an airbase that used to fill these up. So English Electric Lightning, I think it's still the fastest accelerated fighter we've ever had. We should still have them, I think, because just look at it. And then all of these. It's just, I wish we were taking one of these home rather than the tanker. I mean, maybe not that one. You won't want that going in dry. But yeah, just sort of what we ought to show where a a bit of backstory to the Scania and why we think it's sort of worth saving. It's a bit I know these are the real history, but these wouldn't have been able to do what they did without stuff like that Scania, so I think it's worth saving. Or at least making right. So yeah, we're going to get a new slave cylinder for it, and then we should have that running in the next week or two. And then we'll make a decision once we've got it back to Joe's on if we're going to weld the cab up and get it MOT'd and fully road legal, or if we're going to try and find someone who will take it on and give it the life it should have. But right then, so we told Joe we needed another forklift because he sold the last one and the electric one's just no use. But I think he got carried away again because this isn't a forklift. Well, it is a forklift. Before I show you, to give you an idea, that's one of the forklift tines. That's my boot. It's he's definitely got carried away. So that's a 10-ton mastered forklift, but it will pick up the CVRTs like they're nothing. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what we have to work with. Basically, you cannot send Joe for anything. But I don't think we're going to have problems unloading tanks anymore. You're not allowed to go shopping anymore because you get carried away. Right, so last job at weekend before we go back is to put this thing away. So we'll see if she starts. There we go, look at that. All them years old and on the button. So now forgive me if the camera work gets a bit unsteady because I've got to bank him as well as film. So those who saw us at Harbour at War will notice now we've got the steering fixed. So that's the scent going to bed. Now we're not very happy we couldn't get it to the show, but when you're dealing with stuff this big and heavy, that's what happens sometimes. So she can go to bed now and stop here for a while, but if anyone wants it at their show, it is ready to go. Sort the transport out and we'll have it there. It's just a case of sending the right wagon. So yeah, hopefully we'll have it out again before the end of the year, but who knows.